Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video we are heading out to make a start on our maize silage. We are going to try and get a cut now today, get it all done, get it all in. We've been kind of waiting for it to ripen over the past few weeks. It's got 20 acres in total, 12 acres in one field, 8 acres in the other. And the reason we've been waiting, or I say we've been waiting, some of it has been ready to cut for about a week or so, and some of it is just coming fit. The reason for that is 8 acres has been fit for about a week or so. It was sown on the plastic earlier in the year, and then the 12 acres which wasn't sown on the plastic is just coming fit now, and at the point where we can cut it. So there was a bit of a waiting time on that, just to try and have the two bits going in at the one time. We didn't want having to cut 8 acres and cover the pit, and then a week and a half later to then start opening it all again to put another 12 acres in. So there was a bit of a balancing match just to kind of time it that we can do it all in the one act. Yeah, so I think we have timed it pretty well with cutting it to suit both, if you like, the non-plastic and the plastic cover type. Weather-wise, we've had a pretty dry 3 days. Not much sunshine in the last couple of days, but it has been reasonably dry. But yeah, you can kind of see it's just one of those kind of overcast October days. So yeah, that's kind of the ins and outs of it all. We do hope to. Yeah, so I think we have timed it pretty well to have it that we can get the two cut together. Weather-wise, we've had a pretty dry 3 days, 4 days now. So ground conditions aren't too bad at all. Now there's not much sunshine, which it's the end of October, you can have days and times like that. But yeah, overall it should be going in pretty dry, reasonably dry, which is always a good thing. We're in the field, or started in the field here where there is no maize, so there's a little bit more green in this than the other field. One of the things I have noticed what it is, again, this is all a learning process. It's the first time we've had maize. Even from back in August, it was much taller in August. It seems to have shrunk down a little bit, but I suppose it's just all part of the process. But yeah, we'll keep going. We'll get out there in a minute, maybe have we look at one of the cobs. I'll show you how they've filled out, and see if we can get a wee bit of footage then as well of us filling some trailers. So field number 1 is almost done. It may actually be finished when I get out there, but we'll see when I get there. There might be a little bit maybe for me to take. If not, all the better. So yeah, it's done reasonably well. It's the field that was no plastic sewn on there, so it is a few feet shorter than the stuff that was on the plastic. So there is a noticeable difference size-wise, but overall, I'd be quite happy with how it's done. It's yielded quite well. That field had a few wet spots in it from all the bad weather last back end. If you're 2023, there was potatoes in that field, and they were laid out because of the bad autumn that there was. The plan was when the potatoes were taken out of the ground was to plough it and put winter barley, or it was actually winter wheat we were going to put in it. But because it was laid out, that never happened, and we ended up changing plan with it and earmarking it then for maize. But even because of the whole wet winter and even the wet springtime, even when we went to plough it, there was a lot of wet spots in that field, so it had to be ploughed. We'd leave it for a little bit to let it drain and soak away, which it did reasonably well, but there was a few wet spots through it still. And what I've noticed is there when we were cutting it, those places that was wet, the maize just didn't grow as tall, and was places that didn't grow. So you can see just the leftover from that bad weather from 2023 and early 2024 is still there and still visible. But there is only a few places like that in the field, and overall it done well. And the cobs are good. I have some of the cobs. I will show you later on in the video. I have a few of the cobs that we just pulled off some of the stalks, and I can show you them and what they're like. But yeah, overall it's quite nice stuff. But I'd say that the 8 acres will yield every bit as much as what the 12 acres yielded. So and again, that is down to the fact that it was on the plastic. So yeah. So yeah, we'll get out here and see, just see who's running left. If not, all the better. So field number 1 is done. I actually met the harvester and the tractor out on the main road, so just after coming back from finishing the field. But I have a few minutes to kill, so I just had to come and see what it looked like. But it looks well, nicely cut, nice and lowly cut, which is what you want to see. And yeah, good job. So one field done, another to do. Yeah, the weather's holding up well. It's about 3:30 now, so probably should be just done, I'd say, as we're getting dark. I would think about 2.5 hours to nearly do the other field, 3 hours. So yeah, hopefully all going well. We'll have it done just before it gets dark. And this field here is just on the outskirts of town, so it's good to have this done before the traffic gets busy as well. That's a bit of a plus with this. So yeah, we'll head over to the other field and see what's happening there. So we're into field number 2, and it's just getting opened up. We load out of it, and just going around now to get load number 2 filled. And yeah, definitely stuff that was on the plastic is a lot taller than the stuff that wasn't. So which I kind of knew anyway. Now that doesn't maintain that the actual cob is better on the stuff that wasn't on the plastic. They're both the same variety, so there's no difference that way. But yeah, could be just the section of the field that he was in. But yeah, we'll go around now and we'll see if we can find the tractor and yeah, keep the job moving. It's just coming up to, what time is it? It's about 4:30. And it's just one of those dull days where it's just going to feel quite dark quite early. So yeah, once it's dry, that's the main thing. 7 o'clock and we've just pulled into the yard with the last load of grass. Well, grass, maize silage. Yeah, all done in quite good conditions, I would have to say. It didn't rain. It dried up very nicely. So we couldn't ask for much more than that. Yeah, the second field definitely yielded an awful lot more than the first one, but it had to because it had the plastic on it. So happy with that. So yeah, just get this tipped. We'll get it. Not going to do much more tonight, feed cattle and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get it covered tomorrow, and that will be it. In, done, finished. Thank God, great to have it done. So yeah, we'll have a little look at the maize tomorrow, and yeah, see what it looks like in the pit. Covered in and finished, which is great. We've done a few things differently with the maize that we don't usually do with the grass silage. The first thing is we put on an additive on it when it was going in. We put on EcoSil, and yeah, just helped to preserve it. It slows it going off when you open it, and helps just to preserve it and keep the feed quality high in it. So we done that. The other thing we done as well when we were covering it, we went round the edges of the pit and the middle, the whole top of it, and sprinkled, it's like Silo Save, I think it was called. It's just like a dusting of preservative that you put over the whole, you know, throw it all around the sides of it, over the whole top of it, down along the front of it, and it helps to, as I say, preserve the top of it, stop it going off, and just keep it right. So a couple of things different that way that we don't usually do on the grass silage, or maybe we should be doing on the grass silage. It could be something that we'll maybe implement to do some of those at least on that. The other thing on the covering of it, we used the Clio cling film plastic as well on it. So just it was recommended to use it, so it was put on it as well. The side cover was then folded over it, and another top sheet put on it as well. So it's got a good seal there on it. Sandbags right around it, lorry tires, as many as we had, right up to the whole front of it, and then just car tires, Jeep tires, those size of tires on the rest of the pit. So yeah, it's well and truly covered, so we can't do any more than that, only wait to use it. I've won just like the standard size. There were some of them bigger, some of them a bit smaller, but that's a pretty standard sized cob that was on the maize, and it's a decent size. It's more or less filled right out to the very end, which is what you want to see, and yeah, just looks as good as we could have hoped for. The maize silage itself, just looking at it, really nice stuff. Yeah, just you can see the harvester does a really good job at busting up any of the cob and the kernels, or whatever you want to call them. They're all nicely busted, the grains. So yeah, just looks nice stuff. So it'd be interesting to see how it feeds. It's something that we have been eager to try over the past number of years. It's something we probably should be doing for quite a few years, but I suppose, like everything, it's better late than never. So that is the maize silage. I think you can start using it around 4 weeks, which is probably a good thing, because our pit silage has come down very, very fast this year. We're probably down a few acres on pet silage because we knew this was going in and we didn't think we needed it at all. But yeah, we probably should have put a few more acres in the pit. We have round bales we can walk out of, so we'll be using away at those. I heard the banger was going to go off with the banger set up just to make sure that the crows don't go near the silage pit down there. Not that they haven't yet, but we'll have it on. We'll keep it on for the next week or two, just to keep them away, that they don't start poking holes in it and trying to get in to get at the maize. So that's it. Maize done and dusted. We'll have a good look at it when we open it in about 4 weeks time. So we'll see how it has ensiled and how it feeds and what it looks like and what it smells like. So looking forward to that. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. First video, really. I had one video up about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. I was in America for a fortnight. We left mid-October and we were back on the 28th. So hence why there was no videos and not much videos even in the couple of weeks beforehand. We're just busy trying to get everything done and get everything in place to allow us to go away and get a break. But we had a great break. We done a good tour. We were down in Texas for a week, taking in Fort Worth, Dallas, where else were we? Austin. We went to the Grand Prix in Austin on a couple of days there, and we were just spent a week down there and then back up to Chicago then for the last I think it was about 4. We actually drove down and drove back up. Stopped off in Oklahoma as well on the way back up, and the last 4 to 5 days, 4 days was in Chicago. So yeah, great trip, and still a bit jet lagged, but a bit of work with maize doesn't be long trying to pull you back out of that, especially the covering of a pit. So that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you in the next one. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit the sub button, leave a like to the video, comment down below, all those things. Next video, we're going to be having a look at the cattle. They're all inside at this stage. We'll be looking at those. And we might do a bit of a look at the crops and how they're doing, seeing as they're all in, drilled and overground at this stage. So we'll have a look at those too. So until then, see you in the next one.